Alrighty, good morning ladies and gentlemen, this is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast, once again from the WCS Grand Finals of last year, and for some reason, I still have my house keys in my pocket. I haven't been outside since yesterday, but for some reason they were in my pocket, so my car keys are in my pocket as well. I think I forgot to take them out before I went to bed last night, but that's not really what you guys care about. It's just me saying whatever comes into my head because it's so hard to fill up the first few minutes of these games anyway, because these guys are basically just doing nothing. And there we go. I'll jiggle the screen a little bit because I know some people have said, oh, Harry, you need to be doing something. The camera just stays still at the start of the game. So I just jiggle around like that using the arrow keys, and hopefully you guys are happy with that. So yeah, there we go. Let's introduce the players. Who's up there? I can't tell because they're both Terran, but up the top right side of the map is Mr. MMA. He is 25 years old from South Korea, playing for Team Acer, and on this huge ass map he is going for a command center before barracks build. Very, 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 very cheeky, but look at this Bomber doing the same thing. I believe he's doing the same thing. Yeah, that does seem to be like that. And Mr. Bomber, what's his stats? I think he's 26 years old from South Korea, plays for Red Bull, sponsored by Red Bull. So yeah, that's pretty awesome stuff. And he's getting the gas as well, man. That's an interesting play, actually, getting the gas, although this guy's getting the gas as well. They're see, what I usually see with the command center before barracks is you get the command center, you get 2 barracks, you pump out a bunch of Marines, get a bunker down there, and that is your approach, and you do not get a gas. But these guys are getting a gas at the same time. My guess is they're going for some sort of early Reaper pressure or something like that. I don't know. Looks like MMA is going to be getting the scouts off a little bit earlier than Bomber, so he's going to know exactly what the deal is. Unfortunately, he is scouting in the wrong location, but what can you do? And there we go. So MMA a little bit in front in terms of the expansion timing. Bomber not far behind. We do have a bunker coming down for MMA. We do have a Marine coming out for both players. And this gas, I don't understand what the gas is for. I really, really don't. It's a factory, I guess, early factory. So really not going for any sort of serious defense here. I mean, at the 4.5 minute mark, Zerg could totally 6-pull you or something like that. But I guess playing against a Terran player, they're not really expecting it. And my guess would be that 100% if they were playing against a Zerg and trying to pull this off, they would not have gone for that gas. They would have gone for the double barracks, followed up by the bunker, and filled it full of Marines ASAP. But against Terran, it's a little bit easier. So Mr. MMA knows where Bomber is. Bomber does, actually, I think Bomber did scout over there just now because he got an SCV kill. So he chose a late scout, but he got luckier with the direction he went in and actually found MMA before MMA found Bomber. So a bit unlucky from Mr. MMA there, but what can you do? Factory is down. MMA going for a starport and a reactor. Looks like we're going to be seeing some crazy sort of oh, actually, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think we're going to be seeing crazy harass all over the place. We've got a tech leg coming down, so this is probably for Banshees. Maybe. It's either he's going for Banshees or he's building this tech lab so he can start building tanks, and this is just for medevacs. It's interesting. Here we go. Is this a starport as well? It is. We just have a bunch of Widow Mines coming out, so it doesn't look like this guy is going for Banshees because there's no tech lab waiting for it. Looks like it's just going to be straight up medevac sort of play, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. There's a barracks coming out. The starport has moved onto the tech lab, so we are going to seeing Banshees out of MMA, which is pretty awesome. A bunch of Marines going out for a bit of a scout as well, but they're going to run into a bunker. So these guys very, very closely matched right here in terms of their playstyle. 31 under 32. I would have expected MMA to be a little bit further ahead on the workers, considering that he got that command center out a little bit early, but yeah, who knows. They're close enough anyway, so yes, here we go. The Marines coming out, and they're like, let us in, because they want to get in the bunker, but apparently it's not happening, so yeah. There's only 4 in a bunker, apparently. They all jump out, and one just jumps straight back in. It's like, yeah, you didn't tell me to get out of there. Oh, early medevac. And MMA obviously has some sort of feeling that something is going on. He's got 4 Marines over there. Oh, getting shot, but they do manage to land on this little nub right there. And the Banshee coming back, hitting a couple of Marines, so that's going to be helping quite a bit. But of course, Mr. MMA has revealed his Banshee right now. And Cloak just about finished, so this Viking is coming out. He does have one Viking, which is pretty good. Not building a Raven, only because he doesn't have a tech lamp on his starport. That's pretty good. Missile turret over there, up there, so yeah, that's going to be very, very annoying. He has to move around, try to find an angle. He could probably take this out if he cloaks up, but I mean, is it really worth it? I'm not sure. Another drop coming down, and this time MMA is forced back. He's bringing out his Marines once again, bringing out his workers as well. The Marines sticking around to try and hit some workers, but a second Banshee coming out, and these Marines just dying so fast to the Banshee. That Banshee is just absolutely insane in terms of how fast he can do damage. The Banshee coming around, trying to do something here. There we go. He's hitting this thing. He's still got cloaked, but the energy is running out rapidly. He needs to get out of there before the energy runs out, but Bomber is continuing the chase right here. Oh no, he gives up when this guy has one energy left. Oh, another few seconds of chasing and he would have had a very, very nice prize in that Banshee. Another Banshee coming up, but going to be so hard to get in there. You could probably stand over there and sort of hit the workers. There we go. But he's got to be in cloak range right there. He's got to be in detection range, sorry. And the Vikings coming out. There's going to be no more of that stuff going on. And yeah, not many workers lost. MMA did lose 2 workers. I think he lost one scouting, and I think the other one he just sort of pulled back a little bit too early and the Marines started taking him out. But Bomber doing a pretty good job with the drops. He's sitting in 2 dropships at the moment. And the Marines, oh, he's got a siege tank. There we go, that is a siege tank back there. And look at this poor bastard. He didn't plan things correctly at all. So there's one worker that's going to be wasted. But that siege tank play right there, look at the range on it. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So definitely, I was actually pretty worried about Mr. MMA there. I thought he might lose a ton of workers, but the siege tank, oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And are we going to be transitioning into Marine tank play in between these 2 players? Oh, the Banshee coming out. Going to get thoroughly hit in the arse all over the place. Look at these guys, man. The Banshee finally getting taken out. Look at these Vikings just sort of attack moving parallel to each other to keep every single angle covered. So they was basically just hunting down that Banshee. That Banshee was trying to hide, but Bomber did not want to let up. So it ended up going down eventually, and we are into the Marine tank pressure right here. Let's have a look at the tab. 4 tanks over 3, 25 over 31 upgrades wise. We do have 1 weapons for Bomber. MMA just about to finish 1 weapons and 1 armors. Bomber just about to finish 1 armor. We do have upgrades wise. Nobody's got shields, but Bomber actually almost got shields. Oh, going for a 3rd base. That's nice. That's very nice. Where is shields for MMA? Is he even building it? I'm not sure that he is. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So there, here we go. Engagement time right here. It's time for these 2 players to be engaged. And there we go. Bomber pulling back a little bit, but setting up the tanks. These tanks have a nice range, or they did before they unsieged. So here we go. MMA, he's sitting down. He's saying this is where the fight's going to happen. You are not going to cross this place right here. But Bomber just says, you know what, screw you. I'm putting everything into medevacs. I'm going to run for it. And sending up a bunch of Marines that just got left behind and a tank. So here we go. The drop coming in. They're going to be landing up the top. 1 tank doesn't quite make the cliff, but it doesn't really matter. He just sieges up there. Marines coming in are getting... Oh, there's not good. The high ground advantage working against Mr. MMA inside his own base. The tank's doing a great job. He managed to snipe a good deal of them, but 1 tank still alive there. Where's the other tank? I thought there was another blue tank here. I guess he got taken out, but right there. We do have a tank here, and it is scaring these guys away, so yeah, there we go. Vikings coming out for Mr. MMA, doing a great job of attacking the medevacs, but the Vikings are in a little bit of troubles as well. Look at this tank just out of range of this guy, but these Marines are trapped in the corner of the base right now. They cannot move out because the tank's continuously shelling them. They have managed to get the medevacs out, and here we go. There's the push. There's the tank gone down. And suddenly Bomber is living on borrowed time at the moment. But look at this attack right here. Just double teaming. He knew that those guys were all lost. So we moved these guys in. The tank is still alive. He's got a ton more Marines over here. This base is basically screwed. I don't think MMA has enough to really send this off. He's put so much into sort of knocking these guys away. But this 3rd base going down. Surprisingly, Bomber does not have a 3rd base of his own. I thought he would have moved down and gotten one by now, but he does not have one. I don't think he's even built a 3rd. I can't see it. There's too many buildings on this display. There we go. There's the 3rd base being built right there. So, yes, he's doing a ton of damage, killing a lot of workers. But MMA had so many workers anyway because he had an early third base, so he's sort of counted him quite a bit right there. And here we go, the dropship action. Bomber using those dropships to very, very, very large amount of effectiveness. Going around, thinking about going here. We do have 2 missile turrets, so MMA closing up that gap very, very nicely. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a few missile turrets down here as well because he really, really does need them. But now the economy turning on its head. MMA with the lead before now is going to have to fight uphill against Bomber to get a third base once again. These guys going in for a drop on the same location. MMA has not tucked this up once again. And there was a Marine watching out, but that Marine died in like 2 seconds flat. MMA using drop ships by himself to sort of move in there. Needs to be hitting the tank. The tank does go down. There is one more tank and a smattering of Marines. I think he should be able to close this down fairly easily with only one tank there. He just needs to send a ton of Marines in. Needs to stim and run in, stim and snipe that tank. Let's go in, let's get the tank. There he goes, going in. The tank does go down. The medevac's getting the hell out of there. And only superficial damage being done in that play. He did manage to kill the starport and knock back the factory. Here we go, the double team coming in. He's sending Mr. MMA all over the place, but MMA leaving his tanks up there, and that's going to be a huge amount of damage. Bomber's just like, holy crap, let's get the hell out of there. He is not happy with how that engagement turned out right there. He was hoping to get in and do some damage, but it didn't. Was that medevac full? I think he just killed a full medevac right there. That's nasty. MMA pushing out once again, and I mean, Bomber still is, let's have a look, 60 over 3, 31 over 6, so we know who's got the tank advantage right here. All of those drops up there. Unfortunately, Bomber has not been able to save any tanks from any of those drops. And so, yeah, but MMA has been able to keep all of his tanks alive, which is great. It's Bomber actually moving up now with just a bunch of Marines, which is really, really nice. And, yeah, hopefully he can do a bit more damage here without having to lose his tanks, which is what he definitely does not need to do anymore. I mean, maybe a couple of Vikings up here, although Vikings... you need quite a few to destroy the missile turrets. You need missile turrets. Get a few missile turrets over there. I mean, enough is enough. He's been attacked in this location 3 times so far. Enough is enough. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to come down to what MMA thinks he can do right now. He's 740 versus 76-4. So, he's looking at a very, very scary amount of Marines. And he needs to get a third base. So there we go. His third base coming out. Another drop coming out. Oh, they're landing on the high ground. Bomber, you are a genius. If you put down here, you are a genius. Please tell me he's going to put down there. If he just moves across to the main base, then that's going to be an opportunity lost. But, because, yeah, he should have realized there was a base there. And he does realize there is a base there. He drops down on the low ground, puts the tank down. This base lifts up. And it's a pity he didn't land on that high ground ledge, but then again, you never know what's happening until it's happening. Here we go, MMA moving out, but the tanks are already set up. There's a ton of Marines, and there's not enough Marines for MMA to hold this off. So he does give the GG there. Just too many Marines in Bomber's force, and look at this. They had 2-1 with 2 armor, almost going to be finished. MMA already had 2-2, but he just did not have the numbers. Just did not have the numbers, and Bomber just went in and just massacred his Marine force before the tanks could even set up. So Bomber did not give MMA a chance to set up, and I don't know, even if he did, I think those Marines could have just run in and they would have taken a significant amount of damage, but I think they still would have breached the Marines and started hacking into the tanks. Anyway, that's the game, and yeah, Bomber, great job by him defeating MMA. So thank you very much for watching this game. I will see you guys tomorrow for another one, so stay tuned.